Okay, number 7 from the front of the homework for circles. All right, we want to find the circumference of each circle, which means that we really need a radius or a diameter. That's how it's going to get us circumference. Right now, we have neither one. That 6, it's actually a chord, and we'll learn more about that in the circles unit, but it is not a radius or a diameter. So let's draw ourselves a radius. We know that in an equilateral triangle, it is special because the angles created by the apothem and the radius and half of the side is a 30, 60, 90 triangle. Now, the bad news about this is that when I take 6 and divide it by 2, I get 3. 3 is across from 60. So that's the bad news because the side across from 60 is our x root 3 side. The opposite of multiplying by radical 3 is dividing by radical 3. So we have to undo multiplication. We have to do the opposite of multiplying. We have to divide. Now we have a radical in the denominator, which is illegal. So we need to rationalize the denominator. Multiply across the top, we get 3 root 3. Multiply across the bottom, the square roots cancel. Square root 3 times square root 3 is 3. Look at that. That's a lot. That's a lot of 3's, first of all. Second of all, whoa, that cancels. So across from 30 is square root 3, and across from 90 would be double that. Be double whatever's across from 30. Whew! Now we have a radius. The circumference is 2 pi r. So 2 pi r, which comes out to 2 times 2 is 4. 4 root 3 pi. So we have an integer, a radical, and a pi symbol all in one answer. Okay, number 10. Find the area, pi r squared, of each circle with the given circumference, 2 pi r. So we have the circumference, we need to convert it to an area. So let's start with number 10 by setting it equal to our circumference formula. 7 pi is 2 pi r because it is the circumference. Now I notice that the pi's can cancel. And then if I wanted to find the radius, which is what I need, I would do the opposite of multiplying by 2. Whatever you do to one side, you must do to the other. So does everyone agree that the radius is 7 halves? Is that okay? Now I know a lot of you like to put 3.5. That is not wrong. You're welcome to put 3.5. Okay, now I go to my formula for area of a circle, pi r squared. So I take 7 squared, 49. I take 2 squared, 4. And then it's still being multiplied by pi. So 49/4 pi is the answer. If you write it as a decimal, it would be 12.25 pi. So the 49 came from the 7 squared. Okay, let's do the same thing to number 11. Same thing, different numbers. 2 pi r. The pi's cancel. Divide by 2, divide by 2. So the radius is square root 5 over 2. Pi r squared. Pi r squared. So we're going to square root 5 over 2. The way that works is you square both the numerator and the denominator. The square root of 5 squared is just 5. The square root and the squared cancel. And then 2 squared is 4. And don't forget to multiply it by pi. So 5/4 pi. Suppose a square with an area of, that's a typo, you see that? On 100 of 100 inches squared is inscribed in a circle. Find the circumference and the area of the circle. So guys, number 14 is really this picture. It's this picture, and instead of this being 6, it's 10, right? Because if the area is 100, the square has an area of 100. We know that the side of the square, if you square root both sides, the side of the square is 10. There we go. Okay. So it's really this picture up here. If you don't mind me just reusing that, I'm going to do that. Okay, we need to find the circumference and area of the circle. Remember, we cannot do either of those. without a radius. We can't do either of those without a radius. So we're going to draw our little triangle right here. That's what I recommend at least. 5, 5, 5 root 2. Okay, so circumference and area. Circumference, 2 pi r. So take 5 root 2 and double it. 10 root 2 pi. Area, pi r squared. So take 5 root 2 and square it, okay? 5 squared is 25. Square root of 2 squared is 2. So that ends up being 50, and don't forget to multiply it by 5 in the end.